Okay, good morning. Today we are going to start a new topic, chemicals and chemotherapeutic agent. In this topic, we will see how these chemicals and various other drugs we can utilize as a therapeutic purpose, and different type of classification is there on the basis of effectiveness and different type of disease. So these are all chemicals which we are utilizing for drug purpose. We will see in this topic. Before going further, we have to see the some terminology which we will utilize in this chapter. So first one is the chemotherapeutic drugs. So chemotherapeutic drugs are those drugs which we will use to treat and relief or against the prophylaxis of a disease. So these chemicals we are utilizing for the treatment and relief and prophylaxis was of a specific symptom or disease condition. So what is prophylaxis? So drugs to prevent imminent infection of a person at a risk. So if a person is at a risk of any disease or has any symptoms, our doctors is giving some drugs. So that drugs which is preventing imminent infection we are calling prophylaxis. Then antimicrobial chemotherapy is there. So it is a chemotherapy means chemical treatment which we are utilizing as a therapeutic purpose. We are calling chemotherapeutic drugs. Or it may be a for control of infection, it may be a to suppress the symptom or to cure some disease. So these are all type of different chemicals which we are utilizing for as a chemotherapeutic drugs. Then antimicrobial are those chemical which will kill the microbes, or they can suppress the microbial growth. Then antibiotic is there. Antibiotic are natural producing metabolites. Now different between the antimicrobials and antibiotic is that the antimicrobials also contain the natural and synthetic type of drugs. But if you will see the antibiotics are natural. So these are all natural produced or produced by the nature metabolites, and these metabolites are against the bacteria. Or so these antibiotics we are giving when the infection is there, and nowadays overuse of these antibiotics we are facing the multi-drug resistance bacteria. Next is semi-synthetic drugs. So when we are modifying these metabolites, antibiotic metabolites, and we will change their structure, and we produce new type of modified antibiotic which is having more effectiveness compared to natural and metabolite or natural antibiotics. So these type of altered antibiotic we are calling semi-synthetic drugs, because they are not completely synthesized in the laboratory. They are just modified. So these modified antibiotic we are calling semi-synthetic drugs. Next is synthetic drugs. So synthetic drugs are those drugs which is completely synthesized in the laboratory. They are not altered, they are not modified, they just synthesize inside the laboratory, and we are utilizing as a drug. Then two terms is there, narrow spectrum drugs and broad spectrum drugs. Narrow spectrum drugs are those drugs which is having effectiveness only some particular type of microorganism. So narrow spectrum. And broad spectrum drugs are those antibiotics which is having effectiveness on the multiple type of organism. They will be kill the multiple type of organism. That's why we are calling broad antibiotics. Now definition, what is the definition of chemotherapy and antibiotics? So chemical which we can utilize to kill the bacteria and other microorganisms. The chemical which or substances, because substances also made up of by the chemicals. So substances which is the utilized for the destroying the or suppress the bacteria or microorganism we are calling chemotherapeutic agent. Okay, so antibiotic also is a chemical which also produced by the microorganism, and they are preventing the growth of other microorganism to kill the microorganism or bacteria. So one microorganism is suppressing the other microorganism. by producing these specific type of metabolites, and these metabolites we are isolating and we are using as a drug. So we are calling antibiotics. So antibiotic is produced by the microorganism, and these microorganisms producing because they want to suppress the uh, growth and development of the other type of microorganisms. So in competition, they are producing these antibiotics, and they are utilizing against the some specific bacteria, against the fungi. So we are also isolating from the nature, and these chemicals we are utilizing for the killing of microorganism or for removing the infection. Okay, now chemotherapy. So chemotherapy is a method of therapy, that's why it is a chemical, and in this therapy we are giving the chemicals. So using chemicals we are doing therapy, and in this therapy we are removing the infectious disease or cancer, or we are suppressing the symptoms of the particular disease. So these chemical agent we when we are utilizing in the particular therapy, we are calling chemotherapeutic medicine or chemotherapeutic agent. Now different drugs is there, and these different drugs they are doing different type of function. They are killing microbes by different mechanisms. Some antibiotic they will inhibit the cell wall synthesis. Some are antibiotics they are inhibit the protein synthesis. Some are is there they will inhibit the plasma membrane synthesis. Some are they are inhibiting the general metabolite pathways, and some are inhibiting the DNA RNA synthesis. So basically these drugs which we are utilizing to kill or to suppress the infection, they are disrupting the metabolic activities, they are disturbing the synthesis of DNA RNA. So you know the bacterial cell they are having different type of metabolic activity, biochemical activity, and these biochemical and metabolic activity these chemicals they will suppress. So by suppressing or by stopping the particular activity, they are killing the microorganism. So they have the inhibition of cell wall. If the antibiotic is inhibiting the cell wall, the example is penicillin, bacteriacin, cephalosporin, and vancomycin. So these type of antibiotic they are inhibiting the cell wall synthesis. Then plasma membrane function disruption is there, and polymyxin type of antibiotic they are doing this type of membrane dysfunction. Then protein synthesis inhibition also is there, and the tetracycline, erythromycin, streptomycin, and chloramphenicol they are doing this type of function. Then fourth one is the inhibition of nucleic acid synthesis. So nucleic acid synthesis inhibited by the rifampicin, quinolones, and metronidazole. Okay. Then action as antimicrobial and on the antimicrobalites like sulfonilamide or trimethoprim. So these type of antibiotic they will disturb the metabolic activity of the bacterial cell. Then antibiotic classification, if you will see, so different classification is there, and these classification is based on different things. So we will see three type of classification here. First one according to mode of action, the mode of action on the bacteria, how they are doing in disruption of the various activities. So on the basis of the mode of action, we are classifying these antibiotics. Second one, according to type of bacteria. See, different antibiotics, they are effective on a particular type of bacteria only. Other type of bacteria, it will not be effective. So on the basis of their effective, where they are effective on the particular organism, on the basis of that, we are classifying. Then third one, according to effectiveness against the microorganism. So like protozoa, effective on the protozoa, effective on the fungi, effective on the bacteria, effective against the helminthes. So these are all different type of classification is there, but these are all classification will tell different features of the back of the drugs, and they have different effectiveness. That's why we are categorizing in the different categories. Now according to mode of action of the on the bacteria, we have two types, bacteriostatics and bactericidal. So these states mean it is inhibiting the growth and the multiplication of the bacteria. So what will be there if they are inhibiting the growth and multiplication? So population of the bacteria, it will not be increased. So these type of antibiotic like tetracycline, chloramphenicol, sulfanilamide, and dapsone, erythromycin, clindamycin is there, and these antibiotic they will not kill completely. They will not finish the bacterial or microbial infection. Second type is bactericidal. Cidal meaning killing effect. So if any chemical is having killing effect, we are calling bactericidal. So these type of chemicals or drugs, they will kill the all type of bacteria, which is the main uh, reason behind the infection. So penicillin on aminoglycosides, cephalosporin, fluoroquinones, and rifampicin on metronidazole is there, and these are all we are utilizing as a bactericidal. Then according to type of bacteria where they are effective, so different type of drugs is there, they are effective against the particular type of group. See, some antibiotic they are effective on the gram positive only, like penicillin is there, and some are the gram negative antibiotic is there, and they are effective against the gram negative bacteria only. So streptomycin is there, they are effective on the gram negative. Penicillin is there, they are effective on the gram positive bacteria. Then third type of category or classification is there, they are effectiveness on particular type of microorganism. So two type of spectrum we are utilizing, broad spectrum and narrow spectrum. Broad spectrum, the antibiotic which is having wide range of effectiveness on the various type of microorganisms like tetracycline, and narrow spectrum antibiotics there which is against the limited numbers of microorganisms. So like erythromycin is there, these limited number of microorganisms only affected, and that's why we are calling narrow spectrum antibiotic. So narrow spectrum antibiotic can be utilized only particular type of microorganism. They will not be having effect on the multiple type of organism. Now Paul Ulrich, we are considering as a father of chemotherapy because he initiated treatment of syphilis, and because of this he won Nobel Prize in 1908. So the Paul Ulrich we are considering as a father of chemotherapy. Now, classification of antibiotics on the basis of inhibiting cell wall synthesis. So, we are dividing in three parts: beta-lactamase type of antibiotic, then glycopeptides antibiotic, and other type of antibiotics. So, beta-lactam ring is there if it is in the antibiotics. So, those type of antibiotic we are classifying into four groups, and these antibiotic, the particular character is that they are having beta lactam ring inside the chemical structure of the antibiotic, because they are all chemicals, so they have particular type of structure, they have molecular weight. So these are all antibiotic, they are having beta lactam ring inside it. So we have penicillin, cephalosporin, carbapenem, monobactams. Okay, so these penicillin, cephalosporin, carbapenem, and carbapenem is also having some other type of antibiotic like imipenem, meropenem, and irtopenem. These three type of antibiotics, they are modified from the carbapenem, and carbapenem, and basically the modification is happened surrounding by the beta lactam ring. So beta lactam ring is modified into these are all group. The next group is this glycopeptides is there, and there is two type of antibiotics, vancomycin and teicoplanin is there. Then more other third category is bacteriacin and cycloserine is there. So these are all type of antibiotic which can be effective on the synthesis of cell wall. They will inhibit the cell wall synthesis way. Okay. So penicillin, if you will see, penicillin is the first one of the group beta lactam, and different type of actions is there on the basis of narrow spectrum penicillin and extended spectrum penicillin. Because extended spectrum penicillins are those uh, antibiotic which was modified inside the penicillin. So penicillin is having particular structure when it was modified, and these modified penicillin we are using against the particular type of uh, microorganism. So first we will see the narrow spectrum penicillin, and again we are dividing into that category: penicillinase sensitive and penicillinase resistance. Two type of uh, antibiotic is there. So oral, when we are utilizing oral type of antibiotic, and the example is penicillin fifth, and the chemical name is phenoxymethyl penicillin. So phenoxymethyl penicillin is oral type of antibiotic. Okay. Then next type is parental type of antibiotic, and parental type of antibiotic is acid labile. So they will not dissolve when you are intake by the oral, and because they are resistant and they will not able to dissolve. So they are also divided in three categories: short acting penicillin G, intermediate acting Orcan penicillin G, and long acting is there benzathine penicillin G. So these three type of antibiotic, which is a type of penicillin or derivative you can say, or modified penicillin, they are acid labile, and they are coming inside the penicillinase sensitive type of antibiotic. Then second one, penicillinase resistant type of. Now penicillinase is an enzyme which will disturb the penicillin, which will destroy the penicillin. So these penicillinase enzyme will be effective on the penicillin, and it will be disturb the penicillin. It is a mechanism in some bacteria where they are producing this penicillinase and protein or enzyme, and these penicillinase can able to kill or disturb the penicillin. So penicillin is disturbed by these penicillinase, or we have methicillin, oxacillin, and cloxacillin. They are all resistant with the penicillinase enzyme. They will don't have any effect on these type of enzyme. These methicillin, oxacillin, and cloxacillin, they are not effective. They are don't have any effect on the penicillin. So penicillinase can't able to disturb this methicillin, oxacillin, and cloxacillin. Then second type of penicillin is their extended spectrum penicillin, and these penicillin the extended means being modified in such a manner so their effectiveness is increased. So aminopenicillin is there; they are acid stable, and ampicillin, vancomycin, amoxicillin, three type of antibiotic is there. Then second group is there anti-pseudomonal penicillin. These are all acid liable is there. Carboxypenicillin is there. Carbipenicillin, dicarbicillin is there, and muridopenicillin is there. Azelocillin, mesalocillin, or piperacillin is there. So these are all type of penicillin. They are effective against the pseudomonas type of bacteria. Then combination with beta lactamase inhibitor like ampicillin and sulfabectam, amoxicillin, fluorouracil acid. So these type of antibiotic they are be effective when we are mixing with other type of antibiotic, then only they have extended spectrum. So spectrum on the various type of microbes we can increase when we are mixing these type of antibiotic with other type of antibiotics. Next group is cephalosporin. So cephalosporin also a beta lactam type of ring, and four generation is there. Means four type of different group is there. First generation produced very early, and they are the first type of cephalosporin, and two type of oral type which we can take by the oral, and parenteral cephalosporin is there. So oral type of we are dividing three type of variety of antibiotics there: cephaloxime, cephaloridine, and cephalodoxil. Then parenteral is there, cephalosporin, cephalosporin is there. So these are all first generation. These five first generation cephalosporin is there. Then we done modification in first generation antibiotics and we produce second generation antibiotics, and again it is the oral and parenteral type of, and cephalosporin and cephalosporin is there. Then third generation also there, and third generation also divided in oral and parenteral, and cefoxiam and cefoxitatexim is there. And fourth generation, which is the very latest type of cephalosporin, and only parenteral is there, cefepime and cefepirone is there. No oral type of fourth generation cephalosporin is there. Then antibacterial interfering bacterial nucleic acid. So these are all type of antibiotics which is interfering in the bacterial nucleic acid synthesis. First one is sulfonamide, second one is quinolones, third one other type. So first we will see sulfonamides. Sulfonamides is systematically used and locally used or combination with the trimethoprim. Trimethoprim is another type of antibiotic, and we are mixing the sulfonamides with the trimethoprim, and the effectiveness can be increased by mixing other type of antibiotic. So when the sulfonamide is utilizing by systematically, the systematic type of antibiotic we are dividing in the effect on the basis of effectiveness. For the short acting sulfonamide is there, intermediate acting sulfonamide, and long acting sulfonamide is there. So short acting can be only some 4 to 8 hours they will be having effect, and intermediate means 8 to 12 hours they have effect, and the long acting sulfonamide is there, they are having about 7 days effect. Locally used antibiotic also there, and these locally used antibiotic we can use for the skin purpose, for the eye purpose, or for GIT purpose. So these locally used antibiotic also can be mixed or alone also we can utilize. Then combination also there, definitely the sulfonamide also having effect when we are mixing other type of antibiotic, so that we can increase the effectiveness of the sulfonamide. Antibiotic inhibiting bacteria protein, second type is aminoglycosides. So aminoglycosides also be divided into the two type category. First one is the Streptomyces species. They are obtained from the this particular type of genera, and suffix always we are using mycin. Okay, so they are systemic, and second one topical. So neomycin is the example of topical, and systemic is streptomycin and kanamycin. They are very useful antibiotics. Then second type of aminoglycosides, which is obtained from the Microspora species, and these Microspora spore producing antibiotic we are calling, or we are suffixing the mycin usually. So gentamicin is there, cysomycin is there, natimycin is there. So MICIN suffix we are putting when the antibiotics is produced by the micro monospora. Common side effect of the chemotherapeutic agent. When we are using any chemotherapeutic agent for against the suppressing or killing the particular type of infection, because they are chemical and they are disturbing the metabolic activity of the host of the infection. So these side effects, definitely every type of antibiotic they will produce. Some are having very toxic effects like gastrointestinal irritation, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea they may cause. And when they are giving by the mouth, these are all toxic effects it will be there. Then skin sensitivity may develop with penicillin or streptomycin causing rashes. Serious toxic effect may occur due to streptomycin on the vestibular and auditory nerve causing vertigo and deafness. So these are all different effect is there, and these different effect can be caused can be depend on the how you are giving these type of antibiotic, maybe orally or locally or systematic type. And drug resistance, many bacteria when we are treating with these type of antibiotic, they can produce their own resistance type of mechanism. When we are using overuse, when these antibiotic, when we will use overuse, so these bacteria can able to produce the antibiotic resistance. So antibiotic resistance is produced by the bacterium against the antibiotics. When we are utilizing the overuse or misuse these antibiotics, so bacteria will be drug resistant. And these resistance type of bacteria, when we are treating particular type of antibiotic, they don't have any effect. So when these drug resistant type of microorganism will cause the infection, so we can't able to kill very easily because they are already resistant, and super infection also there. When we are treating the any disease with the antibiotics, or when we are giving by mouth or if locally, so bacteria inhibiting the alimentary canal and permit the overgrowth of other sensitive organisms, which can cause serious complication like fungus cause thrush, which may go to the lungs with the fatal result. Then hypersensitivity reaction. When we are treating, when we are giving the any particular type of chemotherapeutic agent or drugs, it can cause the hypersensitivity or allergic reaction. Or when allergic reaction due to the chemotherapeutic agent, we are calling hypersensitivity reaction. These hypersensitivity reaction may be because of inflammation in the body, so that it can cause the hypersensitive reaction. So some type of chemotherapeutic agent like penicillin and sulfonamides, they are producing these hypersensitive reaction. Then vitamin deficiency also there. So alteration in vitamin formation and absorption from the bowel take place. So there is a deficiency of vitamin B complex and vitamin K. So these deficiency, to overcome, we have to provide always vitamin B complex and vitamin K or multivitamins we have to give when we are giving the chemotherapeutic agent. Okay, then anemia. In susceptible person, chloramphenicol may produce a aplastic anemia or agranulocytic, and the always what we have to do, we have to take through proper history about the previous drug reaction before administering penicillin, sulfonamide, and cephalosporin of the to the patient. So always those patients which is already have anemia. Now next we have to see the how we can select these antimicrobial agents. So what factors is there, and we have to see these are all factor, and then only we have to choose the particular type of antimicrobial agent. So first one, age, history of the allergy, genetic abnormalities, pregnancy, host defense system, hepatic dysfunction, and renal dysfunction. So these are all patient history we have to see, and in that history we also consider these are all points. And when we will see any history or allergy reaction, so we should not give those type of antimicrobial agent. The concentration also we can choose very carefully. Then genetic abnormalities and pregnancy and host defense action and hepatic dysfunction and renal dysfunction if it is there. So different type of antibiotic we have to choose it. Next is drug factor. So route of administration, which drugs we have to give for which route, that we can. Then next is spectrum of antimicrobial activity. Different. We know that we have narrow spectrum and broad spectrum antibiotics. So these narrow spectrum and broad spectrum of antibiotic we can choose when what type of infection we have to see. So according to, if multiple infection is there, then we can give the broad spectrum type of antibiotic. If only specific type of infection is there, only one bacteria infection is there, so these single type of bacteria infection we can kill, or we can suppress these infection by a particular type of antibiotic. And bactericidal or bacteriostrate effect, we always have to see when the bactericidal or bacteriostrate type of antibiotic we will use, so that the bacterial growth we can able to restrict very easily inside the host. Then ability to cross blood brain barrier in case the infection went inside the brain. So the some drugs which can able to cross the blood brain barrier, So those type of antibiotic only we can utilize. Many antibiotics they can't able to cross the blood-brain barrier. So those type of antibiotic we should not utilize when the infection is in the brain. Then cost of the any antibiotic drug is also very important. Next is organism related factor. First one is clinical diagnosis and bacteriological reports also is there, and these bacteriological report we have to see, and then only we will decide what type of drugs we have to utilize. Then resistance of AMA drugs, American Medical Association type of drugs, and those American Medical Association or Indian Medical Association type of drugs we should not utilize against the resistance bacteria or microorganisms, because they will not produce any effect when we utilize these type of drugs. So these type of drugs which is already resistance in the multi-drug resistance bacteria, these type of drugs we should not utilize. Then cross resistant pharmacology of commonly used drugs is there, like penicillin, cephalosporin, aminoglycosides, macrolides, and broad spectrum antibiotics, sulfonamides, quinones, anti-anaerobic, anti-malarial, anti-helminthic, anti-scabies agent, antiviral and antifungal agent is there, anti-tubercular drugs, anti-leprosy drugs, anti-cancer drugs, immune suppressant drugs also there. So these commonly used drugs is there, and we will see one by one. Now we will start the antibiotics with penicillin. So penicillin it was discovered by the Alexander Fleming in 1928, and very famous story is associated with the discovery of penicillin. One day, the Alexander Fleming he was in the his laboratory, and he kept some plate, and then he went for some work outside the laboratory. So next day, when he arrived in the lab, and he saw some fungus is growing, and surround the fungus are spread inside the cultured bread, bacteria cultured bread, and he produced the fungus produce the zone of inhibition. So from that point, he understood that fungus is releasing some chemical, and that chemical is inhibiting the growth of the bacteria. Later on, he isolated a penicillin, and that penicillin is so this penicillin is having beta-lactam antibiotic ring, and this because of the beta-lactam ring, we are calling beta-lactam antibiotics. It was isolated from particular Penicillium notatum. So the fungus which he saw in the microscope, and the zone of inhibition the fungus created, the fungus name is Penicillium notatum. So Penicillium notatum only is responsible for the producing antibiotic penicillin. Then, if you see the penicillin, it was used for the clinical purpose in 1941, and basically it is a bactericidal antibiotic. They are most effective against the fast-growing susceptible bacteria. And the other type of bacteria which is not susceptible to penicillin, it will not having any type of bactericidal effect. Then mechanism of action, if you will see, the penicillin inhibit the synthesis of bacterial cell wall, and it will cause the rapid cell lysis. So when penicillin will attack on the bacterial cell wall, it will cell lyse, cell content of the bacteria will come out in the media. Okay, so how we have to use the gram-positive cocci infection and streptococcal, pneumococcal, and meningococcal infection, venereal diseases like gonorrhea, syphilis, diphtheria, tetanus, and case gangrene. Again, these are all type of different infection we can utilize this penicillin. Now, if you will see the classification of penicillin, we know five type of different groups is there. First one is natural penicillin. Second one is beta-lactamase resistance penicillin. Third one is aminopenicillin. Fourth one is carboxypenicillin, and last one uridopenicillin. So natural penicillin, we know that penicillin G and penicillin B is there, and these penicillin G and penicillin B is isolated from the penicillium fungi, and beta lactamase resistant penicillin is there. So beta lactamase is enzyme which will degrade the penicillin, and it is the produced by the particular type of resistance bacteria. When the beta lactamase is attack on the penicillin will degrade, and so that bacteria will be not affected anymore. So methicillin and nephrosilin and isoxazoline penicillin, these three penicillin type of penicillin, the penicillin derivatives, these derivatives can't be affected by the beta lactamase, so that we are categorizing separately beta lactamase resistant penicillin. Then third type is aminopenicillin, and two particular example we are having ampicillin and amoxicillin. These two antibiotics widely utilized against the various pathogens. Then fourth type is carboxypenicillin, and very important example is ticarcillin is there. And last type uridopenicillin is there, and piperacillin and meslocillin is there. These three are they are the fifth type of group uridocillin. Contraindication and precautions. So contraindication to the patient who have sensitive to penicillin drug. If we will give these penicillin drug to those type of patient, they have hypersensitivity. So adverse effect also there, like nausea, vomiting, epigastric distress, allergic reaction, phlebitis, diarrhea, rash, pain, and intramuscular side. So rashes and pain it will be there in the intramuscular sides. Then drug interaction, if you will see, penicillin may decrease the effect of aminoglycosides. Bacterial effect of the penicillin may decrease with tetracycline drugs, and use of penicillin with gluconate or sulbactam increase resistance against the bacteria that produce beta lactamase. So if you will give with the other type of aminoglycoside or tetracycline or gluconate, it will have some problem. And next type of antibiotic is cephalosporin, and cephalosporin is isolated from the Cephalosporium acrimonium, and it was isolated by the Joseph Grotzu in 1945. So he isolated from the Cephalosporium acrimonium. Cephalosporium acrimonium used the cephalosporin only, and this cephalosporin also having beta lactam ring. This cephalosporin is penicillinase resistant antibiotics, and it will not affected by the penicillinase enzyme. This penicillinase enzyme can able to break down these antibiotics. So cephalosporin is not affected by the penicillinase enzyme. Cephalosporin are clinically and pharmacologically similar to penicillin, and these drugs are bactericidal. And if you see the mechanism of inhibition, it will inhibit the synthesis of the cell wall, and it will cause the rapid cell lysis. So the cell content will come out inside the medium. Then indication of the and uses: gram positive and gram negative bacterial infection, it will be utilized again this type of infection. Then respiratory tract infection and septicemia, also it will be utilized in cephalosporin. Then cephalosporin also useful for urinary tract infection and abdominal infection. Yeah, then hospital acquired infection, also we can utilize this cephalosporin. Then if you see the classification of the cephalosporin, so first generation, second generation, third, fourth, and fifth, five generation is there. And first generation, two type of antibiotics there, and parenteral venocephalothin is there, and cephaloxime is there, or Ceflex is there. In second generation also we are dividing in two type, parenteral and oral, and cefamycin is there and cefaclor is there. And in third generation also parenteral and oral type of antibiotic is there, and cefotaxime and cefaxime is there. Then fourth generation and fifth generation only parenteral type of antibiotic is there, and fourth generation cefapime and cefpirone is there. In fifth generation only one member is there, ceftobiprole is there. So contradiction and precautions: use cephalosporin cautiously in the patient who are allergic to penicillin. So those patient which is having allergy to the penicillin, they will also show the allergic reaction. Now, adverse effect cautiously with the pregnant and breastfeeding women and those patient which is having gastrointestinal disorder. So for those patient, we also have to use very cautiously. Then drug interactions, cephalosporin should not use with the penicillin because both type of antibiotic is having beta lactam. If the patient which is having hypersensitivity with the penicillin, so they will show more hypersensitivity when we are giving the cephalosporin with the combination of penicillin. So they should be given separate side to prevent inactivation. Then third type of antibiotic is aminoglycosides. So many aminoglycosides is there, and this aminoglycoside they can inhibit the protein synthesis in the bacteria, and the permeability it will increase so that the cell content will leak out and the cell the bacteria will die very easily. So these drugs leaves bactericidal actions, and it will kill the bacteria by inhibiting the synthesis of the protein, and the permeability it will increase so that cell content will be leak out and the cell will die. Then use indication and use. So it will be useful against the gram-negative infection, septicemia infection, post-operative UTI, urinary tract infection, tuberculosis infection, infection of bones, skin, soft tissue, and joint, pelvic inflammatory disease. Aminoglycoside against these are all infections. If you will see the classification of aminoglycosides, so streptomycin is there, neomycin, gentamicin, amikacin, kanamycin, and tobramycin. These are all different type of aminoglycosides is there, and they are basically aminoglycosides because they are all derivatives of each, and they are came from the particular type of structure. A pregnant and breastfeeding woman, and it is utilized as cautiously the patient which is having renal failure. Then side effect, if you see the oncotoxicity and hypertoxicity or hypersensitivity reaction it will produce. Then nephrotoxicity, hemolytic anemia, leukopenia, neuromuscular blockage, and thrombocytopenia, nausea, vomiting, elevated liver enzyme, and diarrhea and phlebitis it will produce. Then if you see the drug interactions, they may cause ototoxicity used with loop, diuretic, or another aminoglycoside. Inactivation occur if penicillin antibiotic mixed with the aminoglycoside. Next is macrolides and broad spectrum antibiotics. So macrolides are the particular type group of antibiotics, and they are having specific type of macrocyclic lactone ring. Like penicillin and cephalosporin, they are having that beta lactam ring. So same other type of ring like macrocyclic lactone ring, it will be characteristic of these macrolides. So commonly used erythromycin and clarithromycin, roxithromycin, azithromycin is there, and these are all type of macrolides is there. The most oldest type of macrolide is the erythromycin, and US type of macrolides is the roxithromycin, clarithromycin, azithromycin, and sperimycin. So if you'll see the erythromycin, it was first isolated from the Streptomyces erythraeus in 1952. So if you'll see the mechanism of action, the erythromycin, when we are giving in the low concentration, it is bacteriostatic, and when we are giving high concentration, it is a bactericidal. So bactericidal property depend on the concentration and organism concern and its rate of multiplication. So when we are giving high concentration, then only it will be a bactericidal. So erythromycin act by inhibiting bacterial protein synthesis, and it combined with 50S ribosome subunit, and it will prevent the translocation. So when it will bind to 50S type of ribosome subunit, so it will inhibit the bacterial protein synthesis or translation, it will inhibit. In antimicrobial spectrum, if we see, it is a narrow spectrum antibiotic, and similar to penicillin G, it will it is having some type of spectrum. So mostly gram positive and few gram negative bacteria only affected or can able to kill the erythromycin. Now adverse effect, if you will see gastrointestinal, epigastric pain and diarrhea it will cause. Then if you will see reversible hearing loss, it's there. If you will take the higher dose of the erythromycin, sensitivity reaction it will be there and will produce fever and rashes. Then interaction with other type of antibiotic it will produce, giving these in the combination of the theophylline, carbamazepine, valproate and ergotamine and warfarin. It will able to produce the rise of the plasma membrane level, and it will be inhibit the hepatic oxidation of many. Now use of erythromycin. So it is an alternative to the penicillin, and streptococcal pharyngitis, tonsillitis, mastocytosis, and gap type of disease it will inhibit by the erythromycin. Then alternative prophylaxis of RF and SAB is there. Diphtheria, tetanus as adjuvant to the tetanus, syphilis and gonorrhea. It will be against the syphilis and gonorrhea type of infection, and it is also utilized against the leptospirosis. As a first choice of drug, it is acropinon, typical